Day 24. So I get to talk about hobby. I feel a lot of things I've shared are my hobbies. Because the way people usually work on this stuff, you're employed and you got things you do on the side as a hobby. So I'm having to be a little inventive here, where uh, definitely not a job, but it's slowly working into consuming more of uh, my energy, my time, and such. I am a member of the National Federation of the Blind. Uh, I am here in Missouri, and that's the state chapter or state affiliate, and got a local chapter here. Uh, I've been attending it for a couple of years. I've known about them for quite some time. Uh, I actually attended when I lived in Colorado as well. They were the group I went to when I started losing my vision. Um, I can't say it was particularly helpful in the beginning, but you know, each place is different. Each group of people uh, has different focuses, and they weren't exactly uh, what I was needing, which was unfortunate. But I got through it, and I'm now here in Missouri, where I'm much more involved. Mostly, I think some of it's coincidental because I just kept showing up. My significant other is pretty involved as well, and so I was going with her. And I was just a member before, and since I was always showing up and at these key places and whatnot, I've been finding that uh, opportunities show up. So I have ended up being a treasurer on a local um, chapter, board member on the state affiliate. I'm on a few committees now, trying to contribute. Technology being one of them. Trying to get a deaf blind group up and going here in Missouri. Um, and then just other little places I find myself in. Yeah, I tend to listen in on the governmental affairs things, even though I'm not officially a part of it. So I find it interesting because many of these people, I don't want to say have never worked, because several have, but it's not uncommon to run across someone who's not ever worked in their life. And for one reason or another, they're getting involved in um, these activities. So, for those who don't know anything about the National Federation of the Blind, it is an organization about promoting uh, equal rights and access and opportunity, trying to get the idea across that blindness is not a defining trait. We can do more. But we want to actually raise the expectations. We don't want social handouts. We don't want pity. We just want a reasonable chance, equal access, which means, when you got a microwave and you're producing it at scale, you should have accessibility features in it. You write an office suite that is widely used, you should have it accessible. Um, those kind of concerns. Um, at least those are the things that I find easy to get under my collar and get me all hot and bothered. Uh, but guide dog treatment, Uber and Lyft had been recently in the news because more than one organization boycotted them, or well, when demonstrated is probably a better word. Um, just because of the way the public, these drivers are treating people with a guide dog. Now, I can't say that every guide dog is an angel. Those are the exceptions, just like there's the exception that you got bad people out there driving Ubers and Lyfts. But getting back to uh, why I still classify this as a hobby. I'm only, putting a couple of hours a week, maybe 5 a week, into trying to do something that furthers activities and tasks in the organization. So, a major win has been we are coming up here in the early part of April. We'll have the Missouri State Convention where all the chapters and members in our state come together to one, reacquaint, meet new people, and then start discussing problems and solutions and where we are as a group, are trying to get a collective voice and then decide where to go next. And one of the places that I personally feel that many organizations, not just NFB, is negligent is including facilities for deaf blind, including deaf as well, but it's particularly bad for deaf blind. And it's an intersection point for us in the sense they're blind, but they're also deaf. And it poses unique challenges and opportunities. So, been making noise about this for over a year myself, and there's several people floating around in the group that has hearing aids of one caliber or another. And we're actually pulling together a group of interested people, and we purchased a, a listening system to have available at our conference for the first time, so people with hearing loss have have an opportunity to patch into the PA system and not trying to listen to the acoustics on a PA system. So it's actually pretty exciting. I get to learn a lot. Myself, I feel I'm going to be in that demographic at some point because I went through lots of earaches. I mean, lots of them. By the time I was 10 years old, I had over 20 major infections in my ears. So, yeah, I got ringing in my ears, tinnitus or tinnitus, whoever wants to pronounce it. And it's steadily getting louder. And the last time I had a hearing test, I had moderate to, I won't say extreme, but getting close, losses in little pockets. So my day is coming where I'm going to be needing hearing aids and such. And, I I don't see a lot of those people around me, and it made me realize that I got barriers around me. They're out there. Why aren't they around me? I They are a part of the world, and I want them in my life. I need their perspective. It's how can I be empathetic and compassionate, and when I ask something, I have actually thought about the needs of my neighbors, my friends, the people in my community. If I'm unaware of those needs, and exposure is the only way I can get to know it. And so I became very aware of this, and I've been making noise. And I can't say I made it happen because I don't have the social currency and influence yet. But I caught the interest of a couple who do, and we are leveraging that. we are getting something to happen. And I don't know how many state affiliates offer this feature, but it can't be many. So I'm looking forward to be among a select few. And then the whole promotion thing. I, this is where advocacy, both for myself and others, I wish people would understand how rewarding it can be. I mean, it's for me, but it's also not for me. And it's also for you, because I don't know if you have a hearing problem or you have a vision problem. But you know what? There is a non-zero chance you will have one or both in your lifetime, be it temporary or permanent. Doesn't matter. But we live in a day and age where there is no excuse not to have these features and capabilities reasonably available in the community in group settings. There's no reason. So for me, this is a passion project, and we'll see if it goes further. I hope that I can get somewhat of a public speaking facet to my business in this area. Now, will it be for this? I don't know. But that's what I'm hoping for. I think I would have a lot of fun with it. I've started going to Toastmasters for this practice, getting among sighted people. There's no blind people there, not a one, and they're not knowing exactly how to deal with me and the people that I'm bringing, because it's like they have a lot of diversity in culture, but not in, I don't want to say disability, spectrum of capability, and that is a shame, and I'm going to change that because I think they have a lot to learn from me, and I have a lot to learn from them, because I don't know how to be a blind presenter. I knew how to be a low vision presenter. I did a lot of that, and I could fake it. People thought, oh, you don't have a vision problem. Oh, yes, I do. Watch me trip. But now it's very obvious. There's no way I can hide it, and I don't want to hide it, because it is a part of the living experience of humanity, and we have to quit ignoring it. If I am part of the society, and I deserve a representation and a place in it. So I'm going to leave it here. Until next time.